Good morning, friends. Today is Friday, November the 20th, and this is the 25th. Yay! It's the 25th edition of Book Fun Friday. Welcome. I want to thank Chris Thompson for recommending the book that I'm going to talk about today. Chris's suggestion was that I pick a book that fits students who are aged 9 to 11, and so that's what I've done today. And Chris, thank you so much for making that suggestion. I really enjoyed the book that I read for my book talk today. The title of that book is Smile. I love the cover here. It's Smile, and it's written by the author Raina Telgemeier. This is a nonfiction book. This is actually a true story about her middle school and early high school life. And this is really cool. It's also a graphic book. So if you have students in the ages around 9 to 11 who enjoy a graphic book or enjoy a true story or both, this would certainly be an option for them. So let me tell you about Smile. We all remember middle school. Oh gosh, the scars that we carry from middle school. Well, that was certainly no different from Raina, except maybe a little bit worse for her. And this is why I say a little bit worse. Right as she was beginning her 6th grade year, this pretty bad thing happened to Raina. She was coming home one night from a Girl Scouts meeting, and her friend Kelly's mom was dropping her off at her house. So they pull up in front of Raina's house, and Kelly's mom says to Kelly and another friend, "Hey, you guys walk Raina up to the front door." Except when these girls get out of the car, they don't just walk up to the front door. They decide to race each other to the front door. And in the process of doing that, Raina falls, and she terribly damages her 2 front teeth. One tooth she actually knocks completely out, and the other front tooth she actually ends up pushing up into her gums. And so as she's beginning her middle school career, which is always, fraught with difficulties anyway, she now has compounded things by really doing a lot of damage to her teeth. And so all through the course of middle school, she has to have dental work done. She has to have root canals done. She has to have teeth extracted and braces put on and taken off and then put back on. And I mean, it is just a mess. Well, she has a group of friends whom she turns to through all of this in the hopes that they will be there to support her. And she learns some pretty hard truths along the way, and what it actually means to be a true friend, and what it means to not be a friend, and what it also means for her personally to realize that she has agency and she has a voice, and she can actually make a choice to separate herself from these friends who are really not being very nice to her. So I'm going to share just a few little sections here of the book. This first part that I'm going to read this morning is right after she fell. It's the day that she comes back to school, and she approaches her friends at lunch thinking that they're going to be kind and supportive, and it's not exactly how it goes. So she walks up to them at lunch. One of her friends says, "So how did it happen?" Another friend says, "Did it hurt?" Another friend, "What kind of medicine did you get?" Another friend, "How do you eat?" Another friend, "Did you cry?" Notice that none of them are asking how she's doing. They're sorry that happened. They hope she gets better soon. She replies, well, now Kelly walks up, and remember, Kelly was one of the girls that she was racing. And Kelly walks up and says, "Hey guys, hey Raina, how are you feeling?" And Raina thinks, "Oh, somebody who cares about me." And she says, "Hi Kelly." And then the rest of her friends reply to Kelly, "So what did she look like? Was it gross? Did you see the tooth? Was it all bloody? Did she cry?" So I'm going to flip ahead. Now that was 6th grade, and Raina is definitely getting a sense there of what kind of girls her friend group is. This next part is during seventh grade, and she's had some dental procedures done, and she's now facing getting braces put back on. She had them on, and then they had to take them off and do some work, and now they're getting ready to put braces back on. And she's talking to one of her friends about how that makes her feel. Ugh, a brace face. I'm going to be a brace face again in a couple of weeks, which means I'm going to go back to looking like a nerd again. It's so unfair. I finally get this retainer. I finally get to look cool for a little while, and now I have to start back at square one. And this is what her friends reply. Actually, you've always looked like a nerd. Yeah, cool just isn't the word to describe you. And Raina says, you guys are cold. How come you're always saying things like that? So now she's gone from realizing what kind of people her friends are. She's finding her voice and questioning them. So she says they're cold. How come you're always saying things like that? And her one friend says, well, you walked right into that one. You're the one who called yourself a nerd, not me. Another friend walks up. Who's a nerd now? Raina says, nobody. And this is how they reply. Oh, so you're a nobody. What else is new? Well, Raina gets up and walks away. She's pretty hurt and angry. And she hears one of them say as she walks away, what's her problem? And another one of her friends replies, oh, she's just being a baby. So the third part that I'm going to read, this was a pretty hard moment for me to read in this book. She's in 8th grade, and she's having her friends over for a slumber party. And she doesn't realize this, but they are about to set her up or try to set her up. They know that she has a crush on a boy at their school named Sean. And they're going to use that to try and set her up at this slumber party. This is her 13th birthday party, and she's having her friends over for a slumber party. And they decided that they're going to set her up. So Nicole starts the ball rolling on that, and Nicole is sort of the leader of their friendship group. Nicole says, Sean's only going to go for you if you glam it up a bit. Raina doesn't know what to say to that. And then she thinks, wait, how the heck do you know that? Says Raina. Nicole says, oh, he told me so. Sean told you? This is Raina. Does that mean you talk to him about what he likes in a girl? Does that mean you talk to him about me? And Nicole says, yep. Wow. I guess if he really said what he likes, and now all of her other friends chime in on what he likes. He also said he likes tube tops and fishnet stockings and bangle bracelets, lots of them, and nose piercings, and high heel boots. And so you can imagine the makeover that they give her on this page. There, Sean is going to love it. And so you see how they've made her up there? Ooh. Except, then they all start laughing, just dying laughing at the way she looks. And Raina says, wait a minute. Sean never actually told you any of that stuff, did he? And Nicole, remember she's the leader, says, nope, we were just messing with you. You have to admit it was kind of funny. And Raina says, but what if I believed you guys? What if I'd really gone to school, all made up? That wouldn't have been very funny. And then they all say, actually, it would have been hilarious. And so this last part, you can sort of see the arc of progression now, right? Raina has gone from contemplating what kind of people they are to realizing she can walk away from them, to questioning them. And now this is the moment where she has full voice and she speaks up for herself. They're in high school now. This is right at the beginning of ninth grade. And she's really hoping that things will be different in high school. Not so different with these girls. It's the first day of school. They're all sitting in the courtyard at lunch together. Raina unzips her book bag to get something out. And of course, all of her dental things fall out of her book bag. And they're teasing her about, oh, it looks like you need to cover up your dog breath. Dog breath, ha ha, very funny because you have all this stuff for your mouth. She decides that she's not really interested in sitting there listening to them laugh at her still again about something, calling her a name, dog breath, dog breath. So she gets up to go to the vending machine to get a snack and get a little space, take a breath. Except Kelly and Nicole cook up this idea. And they run up to where she's standing at the vending machine. 1, 2, 3, they say, and suddenly Raina's skirt is pulled down, and it's around her ankles in the courtyard. And you can imagine what a courtyard of high school students would do to somebody standing there with her skirt around her ankles. They all die laughing, and she runs away. And she's crying in the bathroom when 2 of her friends follow her into the bathroom. They're knocking on the door. Come on, we know you're in there. She tells them to go away. Oh, you know, Nicole and Karen were just playing around, right? Well, that's the moment. Just playing around. Raina can't take their playing around anymore. And she throws that bathroom door open and stomps out and yells, I don't care what they were doing. They pulled off my skirt in front of the whole school. She's shouting, and their expressions are shocked. And one of them says, well, you had leggings on underneath. And Raina says, that's not the point. They humiliated me. And they're looking at each other, these 2 friends, and one of them actually says, but you have to admit it was kind of funny. Wrong thing to say. Raina screams, what? And spins around from the sink and confronts them. I can't believe you guys. You expect me to laugh off getting pantsed in the courtyard. And they're still kind of snickering. Well, no, but she says, forget it. None of you guys respect me. I've had enough. And as she comes around the corner from the bathroom, there are standing Nicole and Kelly, just waiting to see what she's going to do. Waiting for her to fall apart. Waiting for her to cry. She actually is thinking in this picture, they're waiting for me to start crying. Except she doesn't cry. She says, you guys want a reaction from me? Fine. She says to Karen, I'm not a dog. Remember, they were teasing her about dog breath, dog breath. I'm not a dog. She says to Nicole, I'm not a vampire. When they were in 6th grade, Nicole had written in her yearbook, have a nice summer vampire face, and drawn a little vampire doodle. And Nicole says, oh, come on, I haven't called you that. And Raina cuts her off. No. And I'm not going to let the rest of you disrespect me anymore. I am done. Goodbye. And she walks away from them. And that's the end of their friendship. She actually describes it as breaking up with her friends. Now, Raina didn't realize it at the time, but that moment actually put her on a path that would set her up for her future endeavors, which ended up being this. And what a lovely, wonderful success she has become today. Well, Chris, thank you again for recommending that I find a book for ages 9 through 11. This one was wonderful. I'm thrilled that I read it. To the rest of you, thank you as always for watching. I can't believe we're at episode 25. I'm so excited about that. Take care of yourselves. I won't be doing Book Fun Friday next week since that's a holiday for me, but I will be back the following Friday for episode 26 of Book Fun Friday. Take care of yourselves until then. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye.